Whoa, what's that? This your boy Block Talk Sports.
What's up? You got Kel out here?
Slim Kim.
Yeah, today's question is shit. Does the conscious community exist? And if so, what's the state of the conscious community? And where should we go moving forward? Shit. I'll start that shit off. Really, I think that, well, really, I know the conscious community exists. And I think we all agree up here in certain ways, you dig? We'll define it just to break it down all the way. Consciousness means to be aware. We all know that, even you watching. And fucking community. A community is just not a physical community, but it can be on YouTube, you dig? It's so many different topics that people is joined together by different attitudes and ways of thinking, in my opinion, you dig? How you feel about that, Kel?
I mean, for the most part, when we talk about a conscious community, we got to really, like you said, define and see what we're really talking about. So, like you said, it means being aware. So, when you're aware, I mean, of course, that's showing like interaction between the two. So, for the most part, right now, all I see is a one-way interaction. I see people putting out the energy, but I don't see too much reciprocation type of thing. So, for the most part, I'm taking this a little. I'm going hard on this one a little bit because I want to, uphold our people to like the highest extent. Like we got so much technology that we need to take advantage of. We got these opportunities, so I think we just really got to start holding our people accountable for what we're really trying to do out here for the most part.
That boils down to what consciousness is to me. It's just me. It means being aware of your surroundings. If you ask me, it's not that hard to describe. It could take 5 words, and that's what my 5 words are.
Makes sense. I mean,
well, by accountable, what you mean by being held? No, by being held accountable, though.
As in, like, we need to do like to the fullest extent. Like, we have to really take advantage of how we have these opportunities with these different resources that we're not. I feel like we're stagnant. I feel like we have a conscious community that's really, from my perspective, I'm a millennial or whatever. So from my perspective, I feel like it's real stagnant. So we're not really taking advantage. We're not doing nothing.
You think y'all are aware of it though, by the most part?
I feel like, okay, somewhat.
Let me restructure that. You think y'all been made aware of all of those resources and being pushed towards them at a substantial rate that like an acceptable rate that you think any great civilization should be pushing this? I see more naked women being pushed on TV than I see.
Yeah, exactly.
I hear people screaming out get money, but they're not telling y'all good ways to do it. They use rappers who tell y'all about their terrible lives that they ran away from the hood to get money, and they try to use that as a template for y'all to go and succeed.
Yeah, I feel that. But I'm saying
that's a jail funneling.
That's why I feel like we don't have that much of a conscious community as we should, because we're being manipulated right now. Like, we're not taking ownership of the devices we have. We use them as entertainment.
Well, not for me, because when I came around, shit was different. It wasn't even at this point where it is now. Because this before Instagram and all shit, this before Facebook was even as big as it is with everybody being on that shit. It was a conscious community where everybody was just kind of watching the same things. The same shit was happening. But I said it developed bigger by people going live and people is talking to each other now. It's more people now. Back when I first hopped on this, it was like a few dudes. And now you got not only just a few dudes, you got a bracket of legends. You got Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, and people like that. Then you got people who came after that. Well, it's a long list of Bobby Emmett and people like that. And you got Sarah Seti, who brung in this new generation to me. And now you have so many people coming behind him, whether you agree with him or not, like the Amon Ra Squad. All of them come after Amon Ra Squad. You got Brother Reggie. Of course, Sarnetta was out with Seti. You got fucking so many squads. I think they got another fucking squad. They got Reggie. Young Pharaoh is bringing in a younger generation. What's that other dude?
Nature Boy.
Yeah,
It's your boy.
You talking about?
Fuck that.
I mean, I'm saying this is just a different
You talking about
class.
Yeah, he a different dude.
You talking about that little young dark skinned brother?
That little young dark skinned brother from
with his
Sign
slick talking.
But it's different people coming out, so it's different generations. So I feel like it's not stagnant because I watched so many new characters come around since when I first came to where it's real different to where it changed the climate because it used to be to where you can go to a certain video and you'll see like one person attack all the racism now or attack a coon. Now you will see so many people making videos about coons and all type of shit. Like it's a bigger community.
I feel
Brother
it.
Marcus, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I feel it, but so we have a conscious community inside of the virtual world. You know, when it comes down to reality, how many people do you run into that's really on this type of, subject that we could really conversate about? Like,
And see, I could speak on that because it was a time where when I first came in, it wasn't that many people I could talk to. But I noticed as this shit done grew, bro, or as time went by, you could just look at somebody and they'll be like, I like that chain right there. You gotta wear shit that makes spark a motherfucker face, spark their brain. Be like, man, I like that chain. Then you tell them some shit, be like, yeah, gotta represent, and they'll say some other shit, and that builds on some shit, and you be like, yeah, I'll be on this, I'll be on that. I can name at least 5, 10 motherfuckers that I done ran into, this year, or just running into niggas. Like, it's happening more often than it did when I first came around, even running into you.
I feel it, yeah.
Because I knew you. I was like, what, nigga, you talking about this? Then we like, oh, it's over, shit,
Yeah, I feel it. Okay.
People I wouldn't even expect.
For the most part, but like I said, bro, when I'm out and about, I don't run into anybody that's really out here trying to make a different approach on things. Like, we say we're conscious, but we're sitting here, all we're doing is viewing it. We're not actually making interactions. So when you approach it in third perspective, third person point of view instead of first person point of view, you're not really getting the whole experience per se. Like, when it comes to us being like conscious, like I said, I feel like it's a two-way interaction. It's not just you being aware, but it's also
and not doing nothing afterwards and all of that.
Yeah, it's actually you actually doing something.
I think most people, we slaves to society, so I think a lot of people work. I think we preoccupy. I think by the time we find out things like this, when I say find out, I mean become enlightened or whatever, we're conscious. I think we already have so much of a thick-ass, heavy backpack on our back.
Yeah.
And we got so much homework to do and so much, shit that we didn't do in class that we still got to do the next day, that we are over stressed. We're depressed. We have to do these things with baggage. Like, we have to do things with depression that the dominant society can do clear-headed and happy and looking at serene environments and all kind of stuff like that. So, and the economic point of view, we're not getting paid as much. I don't even want to talk about the money. You already know what time it is with that. They drag it to your job. You're smiling. You got to get it in however you're going to get in a building. Else your car ain't going to work in the morning, So we have to deal with so much by the time we get to Black Power. We're in front of a camera, but we do things. I mean, we know, like I said, the attributes, the strongest attribute to me is spreading your truth. If your truth is true, not,
I feel that, but I'm not like disagreeing and like that. I completely agree with it. But like I said,
if that means anything.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense, bro. They gonna have to pick up, the pace. Definitely coming on with this conscious community because we gonna hold them more accountable. Like I said, bro, it's just a point where I see us being conscious behind the scenes. Like, I feel like ever since I actually learned about our history, where we come from, I felt like a whole different view per se. Like, I feel different. Like, when I'm reading books now, I'm actually inspired to read books. Like, I've always been interested in history, but I feel like I never took it to that extent because maybe it was because I didn't see nothing that I, see in myself. Like, it was everybody else's history, and it wasn't ours. So maybe I'll look at it from like, okay, for entertainment. But now I'm taking it to the point where I'm actually trying to, dive into this stuff because we actually have some historical background type of thing. Like, I feel like it's way more, it actually establishes like a foundation because, a lot of African Black people in the community, we don't really take knowledge to the extent where we should. We're all playing basketball.
It's a headache,
yeah. We taking it as that's the
your
back
physical
seat.
attributes easier to
Exactly
give out to perform than some type of work, some shit you don't know. But you know how to be athletic if somebody just show you some fundamentals. I'm not taking nothing away from the brothers who can, dunk on people and run up and down with balls and all of that. All of that is cool, it's some serious shit, but it's harder to get in with that head, man, to get into that knowledge.
To me, the
exercise that muscle right there.
It's getting thicker to me. I really can't look at it the other way. I can only look at it from a winning perspective. I'm running into people more likely to tell a nigga something who doing something stupid as fuck around them. Or if you on the internet, you more likely to see somebody make a comment under a nigga who make a coon ass comment or some shit. It's like more likely than what it used to be. Even like regular niggas, like straight, and I mean nigga. When I say niggas on the corner, thugging and chilling niggas, even them niggas is knowing. They riding around killing niggas. Like, they're attacking them. They can't just sit back and be, oh, I'm a drug dealer and chilling no more. Because white supremacy is on their ass too and targeting them. Coming harassing the fuck out them. So now they kind of have to jump on board. So now when that conscious nigga come around, Sharif, you know how he was at the barbecue? Now them niggas is listening. Like, you know what, Sharif right. These niggas they more likely to listen these days than they was at least a decade ago, from my fucking opinion. Because they have to. It's in their fucking face, you dig? It's right there. So you can't run from this shit. And now when a conscious nigga come around and they do listen, he probably about to spark another conscious nigga. And this ain't just no regular conscious nigga that he about to spark. He about to spark a gorilla. And that's what you motherfuckers don't want. When he spark that nigga who about to come through like, oh, I'm treating him like the op. Like I used to treat the nigga who wear blue or the nigga who wear red. When that nigga spark him, he gonna treat you like that. The one who come lay him down on the corner, it's gonna be your turn. That's what's about to happen. I think that's more likely to happen right now.
I feel it. Okay, so we all got our own little opinions. So would you involve Miss Monique in this conscious community? With her at least making a reference, reaching to the people. She's also obviously based in her point. How do you say?
I know where you're getting at with it.
She has a certain viewing community she's trying to get to, and would you say that's the conscious community?
I call her that.
No.
If there's any such thing, semi-conscious. We can't place her in a community
I think that's
fully
a good
conscious.
one right there, semi-conscious.
Because she only she gonna serve like two masters, you know what I'm saying? That goes back to y'all Bible and all of that. You can't serve two masters. You gotta hate one and love the other. You can't do it. She want to be awarded from Netflix. We know who Netflix is, but yet she want to talk to black people about some black brothers don't do that. And
it's conflicting.
I love Monique. Don't get me wrong. Like on the shallow side of the game, I'm with her and shit. You know what I'm saying? But on the deep ass part of the side of the game, look, in the water,
she gonna have to get eaten.
I can't swim with it way out there, man.
The way I'm looking at it, it's like when you put your message out there. First of all, you put out a conflicting message. First, you're talking about the difference between you and Amy Schumer, and it's like that's two women, but that's black and white. So we like, oh, all right, it's a black and white issue. Then you name Chris Rock and Chappelle, and you talking about what's in their pocket. So is it a feminist that Oprah Me Too movement? And then you mentioned the Me Too movement during that video. So which battle is you fighting to try to get a couple more dollars out of Netflix? And plus, it make me suspicious of you because every time we see you, is you trying to rally for either a award or more money or some shit? Is you just hollering at us on a regular though? Because every time you hear from Monique, is about it just come off as them niggas that won't pay me. Let's boycott them niggas.
Yeah.
It come off like
if they would have paid her right, she wouldn't have been tripping on Netflix.
Yeah, I feel like it's
so that's what put
you trying to take advantage of the situation for the most part. She sees all this backlash, but of course, and like you said, what message is she actually portraying? Is she going with the race,
which one,
or is she going with the feminist? Because I'm a woman.
And during that video, she was saying she called Amy Schumer our sister. And I called her sister. She's not my sister. And stop saying sister. No. So I'm not fucking with your message. That's 2 strikes on your message for a person like me, man. You did right off the bat. So I'm shaky on your message, and I'll just leave your shit alone, nah. And then you named out D-Ray pockets and shit. You naming black people pockets, and then everybody gonna be like, damn, we can't support her. The big timers, the people who got change, because damn, now she putting everybody pockets out there. So if they only offering you 500 G's, imagine what they offering fucking some other person who lower than your level. So all of them probably feel on the spot like, damn, everybody gonna find out we ain't really making shit. We probably dress up and do all our butter biscuit shit, but we ain't really making nothing.
Yeah.
She probably exposed a few niggas. Corey was speaking on that shit, man.
Man, so
Corey Hogan,
I definitely agree.
150.
So we just got to figure out, of course, I know I ain't boycotting no Netflix. I'm on there watching my movies right now. I ain't got cable. I don't be messing with the cable. So when it really comes down to it, I'm on Netflix. But I think it's just about one of them times we're going to start choosing up. We're going to have these fake celebrities or leaders coming out, and we just gonna have to start making these right decisions. Of course, we got Umar in the back, but we're not gonna talk about that right now. So, you got anything else you want to say?
Shit, that's just about it right there. Y'all know how it is, bro. Sometimes you can't just jump on every cause. You gotta research that shit. Sometimes people just make videos soon that shit happen and don't even watch the fallout of shit or even look at the history of shit. Just ready to jump on some shit. No, Monique, not this time. Nigga is not about to just jump on that bullshit. You look suspect to me, sorry.
Yeah, that's true, man. I agree.
Yeah, I feel it. So, we gonna get
and I don't watch Netflix for the I just to let y'all know, I never watched that shit. I don't watch no Netflix. I don't know no Netflix. But that shit she talking about, I agree.
Yeah, I feel it. All right, we gonna get up out here. There's blackout era. You got Kill.
Blackout era, slow kill.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Now listening to the sounds of a God in the flesh. My lineage is ancient. I come from beyond any place you could imagine. In your imagination, mommy was my spaceship. It took her 9 months to get me.